On this edition of City Focus, we give you a preview of the Mayor and Council Strategic Summit. See highlights of the faith-based census breakfast. Main Street encourages vendors to sign up for the upcoming Makers Market. It's your last chance to sign up for Government 101. These stories and more on this edition of City Focus. Welcome to City Focus. I'm Marcus McConico, the Media Coordinator for the City of Valdosta. This is the 5th episode of City Focus in 2020. City Focus is your source for what's happening within your government. These are the most important topics that are happening in the city. City Manager Mark Barber, Mayor Matheson, and City Council members are preparing for the Strategic Initiative Summit on March 13th and 14th at the Rainwater Conference Center.
It's my first retreat. They have a fancy name for it, but it's a retreat, a planning retreat for the city. We get to review what we talked about last year and what we accomplished, and then the mainstay, the focus is going to be to look ahead to the year, to 10 years out, to 20 years out, and where we want to be.
Mayor and Council hope to get a lot of work done, but they also invite citizens to stop by and take in their conversations on various topics.
Public transportation, that's something I've been scrambling in education on. I've gotten 3 separate presentations on, and we'll discuss. I have something I want to pitch, and if I can convince the 7 council people, then that's the way we'll head. We'll get a performing arts center update. Whether we stay with Mathis, whether we go out to the high school, we'll give updates on where we're heading with that. The Love Where You Live campaign, we'll get some updates and direction on that. And what else? A presentation from that development authority as well. They're coming off their best year ever last year, and we're going to see what kind of momentum they have going through this year and into next. We get to dream. This is our chance to say this is where we'd love our city to be 5 years, 10 years down the road.
The mayor also plans to have a team building exercise with the other council members in order to help everyone remember that we all want the best for the entire city.
I'm the only new guy, so I just want to make sure we're kind of on the same page. Everybody fights for their district, but it's got to be an overall vision.
The 2020 census is very important to everyone in Valdosta and Lowndes County. It's also important that we work with surrounding counties to make sure they are also being counted. And VSU is working to make that happen.
Anything that we do from an economic development standpoint ties back in with the census in one way, shape, or form, and that's community development or economic development. If you look at it, companies want to invest in communities that are growing, whether that's an industry that's looking for workforce, or a bakery, or a dress shop, or a restaurant that wants customers. They want to go to communities that are growing and thriving. And we feel like much of South Georgia and our 41 county service area didn't have an accurate count in 2010.
The number of people that are counted by the census affects each and every one of us in the entire 41 county area that VSU is trying to help get counted.
It impacts our elected representation on a federal, state, and local level. It impacts your school board, impacts your city council, your county commission. It impacts funding for education, for health care, for social programs, and again, it has a tremendous impact on economic development.
Moore says people in Valdosta and Lowndes County should care about the numbers of the surrounding counties because Valdosta draws from the communities outside of the county.
We mentioned workforce. Companies moving in like Hourglass want to make sure they have employees to work, and they don't just look at Lowndes County. You've got 159 counties in the state, and I would venture to say that you probably couldn't drive 20 minutes in any direction and still be in Lowndes County. So we draw from surrounding counties, and we want to make sure that everybody's doing well. I'm extremely competitive, but I want our region to do well, and VSU wants our 41 counties and our region to do well.
We encourage everyone to complete the 2020 census. Remember, everyone counts. Valdosta Mayor Scott James Matheson and Fire Chief Brian Boutwell honored Lieutenant Edward Coppage as the February 2020 Employee of the Month at the February 20th City Council meeting. Over the past couple years, Coppage has created handmade radio straps for several members of the fire department and even made a few helmet fronts. Each vehicle in the fire department's fleet has a thermal imaging camera. These cameras assist with locating victims during search and rescue during fire calls. The cameras are attached to gear using a mechanical lanyard. These lanyards easily break during training events and on emergency calls and are not repairable. Lieutenant Coppage created a wonderful lanyard that is durable, useful, and 100% repairable with little to no downtime. He made a total of 10 completely hand-stitched and individually stamped lanyards for each apparatus. We congratulate Lieutenant Coppage on being named the February 2020 Employee of the Month. On February 25th, the Valdosta Lowndes Census Complete Count Committee held an informational breakfast for a Valdosta faith-based organization. Some of the groups that showed up are just willing to help the community.
Because this is our past vision for us to get into the community. And after I found out about this meeting, I chose to come because we want to make sure that everybody is counted during the census, because as they stated, it'll be another 10 years before it takes place again, so we want to make sure that we are supporting this campaign.
There was much to learn from the short but information-filled meeting.
I didn't know the amount of money that we was losing out on because everybody is not being counted, and I also didn't know that the kids were as important as well, making sure everybody is counted. So that is our job, to get back into the community, to go to our churches and communicate this information so we can get everybody counted.
Those that came to the meeting now have a call to action to help get everyone counted.
I'm going to take the information back to my leader, my pastor, and we're going to take it to our members, and we're going to get out into the community and spread the information so that we can get everybody counted.
We hope everyone does their part, because everyone counts. Valdosta Main Street took the time to show off downtown as Mobilize Main Street made a stop in Valdosta, bringing visitors from all over the state of Georgia.
Downtown Valdosta was selected as one of 3 South Georgia communities to be part of a mobile workshop through the Department of Community Affairs called Mobilize Your Main Street. And that is just a group of people who are in the profession of downtown development to come and learn from peer communities. You know, they were Main Street managers, possibly some board members, and just city staff to come and learn about the great things that we've got going on down here in South Georgia and some really great projects that we specifically have in downtown Valdosta.
The group was impressed at how much growth downtown Valdosta has seen the past few years.
I think everybody was really impressed with all of the growth that we've had in downtown Valdosta recently, especially in the last few years. We've had some really big projects come into town and just some really good development, and I think that people were excited to see what we had going on and maybe got some tips to take back to their own communities.
Hill says she always appreciates showing off the growth of downtown Valdosta.
I love it when groups come to downtown Valdosta because I love to tell our story. I like that, you know, that we're also noticed on the state level as one of the leaders in downtown development, and I think that's really important that, you know, us down here in South Georgia can do some really great things as well, and so I think it's just really important to, you know, tell our story and cheer on others with their story as well.
For more information, contact Valdosta Main Street.
Hi, I'm Miranda Hollis-Wakama. I'm the Program Director for Georgia Home Visiting Lowndes County. Be sure to fill out the 2020 census. Everyone counts. It's that simple. Georgia, whether you moved here yesterday or yesteryear, you count. Brand new to this world or gently used, we all count, and together we call Georgia home. And we need to make sure it's rightfully represented, because in the end, it all comes down to money. More people means more federal funds to feed children, save newborns, cure diseases, support schools, and be accurately represented in government. So we need to work together on this, Georgia, because everyone counts.
Hi, I'm Bill Slaughter, Chairman of the Lowndes County Commission. The federal government uses census data to determine how to distribute financial aid. So each citizen that participates in the census directly contributes to their own well-being. Your participation brings money to our community. We're talking about the distribution of more than $675 billion in federal funds, grants and support to states, counties, and communities. That is based on census data. That money is spent on schools, hospitals, roads, public works, and other vital programs. Remember, completing the census is mandatory. It's a way to participate in our democracy and say, I count. Everyone counts.
All right, you ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. The Zaya Festival is one. Where am I looking at? Okay, thanks. 3, 2, 1. The Zaya Festival is one of the largest events in Valdosta each year. The executive director of the festival, Aaron Strickland, is here to talk to us about what to expect in this year's festival. Welcome to the show, Aaron.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Okay. For those who have never been to the Zaya Festival, what is it?
For those of you who have not been to the Azalea Festival, you've been living under a rock. No, I'm kidding. But literally what it is the area's largest regional arts and crafts festival. In my opinion, south of Macon, north of Tallahassee, from Alabama over to the coast. This is going to be my 9th year running the festival, and whenever I first started, it was my goal to make it the biggest draw within about a 2 to 3 hour radius, and I think we've done that. Yeah. It is just a full 2-day weekend. It's going to be March 14th and 15th of arts, crafts, entertainment, food, fun, and a whole lot more.
Yeah, it's always a fun time. I enjoy it each and every year. How does this happen each year? Who helps organize it? Who's all involved in making this event happen?
Well, for me, it's a year-round planning process. Yeah. I also work with a board, and we meet with those folks once a month and just talk about ideas and stuff and just ways to make the festival bigger and better than the year before. And each year we've been able to do that, whether it's by adding more entertainment, adding a few more vendors each year, or any expansion on anything that we have going on. Yeah. I typically give them the month of April off, and sometimes May, but then usually by May or June, we're ramping up, crunk back up, already talking about the next year's festival. And actually, we're already working on the vendor applications and everything for next year's festival right now. So it's a year-round planning process. I never get, a month off with it and everything, because I'm always, taking care of all the paperwork and the thank you letters to sponsors and all those sorts of things. Yeah. And it's a lot of work that goes into it, a lot of planning and prep. But once we see it come off, usually without a hitch, knock on wood, it's very satisfying, to see that happen. It means a lot to a lot of people, and it means a lot to our area, because it's a major economic booster to this area. Because we have patrons that come from as far away as, the Carolinas, Alabama. We've had some visitors from New York, Michigan. We've had vendors that come from as far as North Dakota. Yeah. So it's literally a huge draw. It's a big boost for our local economy, hotels, restaurants. Even though we have a food court, people don't eat every meal at the food festival. For the weekend. So, they're visiting our restaurants, staying in our hotels and stuff like that. And we're just really, proud to be able to offer this to the community every year.
You talk about this being a big economic boom to the local area and how big the festival is. How many people typically show up to the festival each year?
We don't have a single point of entry, so I can't give an exact number. But from the size of the park and from the way that the turnover happens throughout the day, we've estimated that for the 2-day weekend, there's anywhere from 25 to 30,000 people that visit Drexel Park, over the course of the weekend there. And it's, it's a lot of people.
Yeah, exactly.
But we offer a lot to them as well. It's going to be over 200 arts and crafts vendors. There's going to be 6 different stage areas of entertainment. On Sunday, there's going to be a classic car and bike show. On Saturday, there's a little pet contest sponsored by Bark. And there's just, so much going on. The Paul Bunyan Lumberjack show is coming back. People love it. And the Disconnected Canines, that show's coming back. The Falconry Forever, the Birds of Prey demonstrations, those are coming back. And Saturday, we're going to have a band, 41 South is going to be out there, Tanner's Lane on Sunday. And just so much going on. Again, the Classic Car and Bike Show, sponsored by a dedicated motorcycle company. And there's something for everybody out there. And even if you don't want to spend money buying food or buying anything from one of the vendors, you know what? Take your own sack lunch out there. Yeah. Sit down, listen to, watch
Enjoy
some shows.
the music, watch the shows. Yeah.
Admission's free. Yeah. You can go out there, eat your sack lunch, listen to a band, go watch the Canine show, Lumberjack show, and you could easily fill up a day. Yeah. For free. Or, if you want to get a head start on some Christmas shopping for next year, we've got, over 200 arts and crafts vendors. Okay. A lot of those items that they make are handmade. Yeah. So, even I walk around and I'll buy a
thing or two.
A birthday present for my wife, or looking ahead, a Christmas present for my dad or something like that. And it's there again, it's just a real great, fun-filled weekend for everybody.
Okay. Remind me again when this year's festival is.
It's going to be the second weekend of March 14th and 15th. Okay. 10 to 6 on Saturday and 10 to 5 on Sunday.
Okay. And are you full with vendors? Are you still looking for vendors?
We have just a few, when I say few, I mean probably 20 or fewer spaces left. And it usually fills up about this time. And our entertainment is totally booked. And again, just a few vendor spaces left. So if you want to be a vendor, you can go to azaleafestival.com, or you can email info@azaleafestival.com. Gotcha. Or you can call the festival phone at 229-269-9381.
Okay. Any last words about this year's festival? Anything new we're going to see? You talked about the 200 plus vendors and some of the old favorites. Anything new we're going to see this year?
What we're going to see new is just a few more vendors that we've added to the array out there, and we always try to, if there's an empty square inch in Drexel Park,
squeeze them in.
What can we put there? So there's going to be a few more vendors than we had last year, and my motto has always been just to make it bigger and better every year, and we've been able to do that so far, and I don't see it slowing down anytime soon. This is going to be the 20th annual, so we're real proud to have been able to be doing this for 20 years, and hopefully it'll be around 20 years from now.
All right. Well, Aaron, I appreciate you coming on, talking about the Azalea Festival. We invite everybody to come out that second weekend in March and enjoy their weekend at the Azalea Festival. And we'll be back here at City Focus.
Hi, this is Mayor Scott James Matheson. The federal government uses census data to determine how to distribute financial aid. So each citizen that participates in the census directly contributes to their own well-being. Your participation brings in money to our community. We're talking about the distribution of more than $675 billion in federal funds, grants, and support to states, counties, and communities that's based on census data. The money is spent on schools, hospitals, roads, public works, and other vital programs. So remember, completing the census is mandatory. It's a way to participate in our democracy and say, I count. Everyone counts.
Hi, my name is Dwayne Johnson with Bridge Builder Education and Investments. Make a difference in our community and complete the 2020 census. Your response helps to ensure that more than $675 billion in federal funds are directed each year to the right places to support education, healthcare, firefighting services, and more. A complete and accurate count is also critical for determining how many representatives each state will have from Congress. Shape your future. Visit 2020census.gov. Every one counts.
Beginning in April, Valdosta Main Street is inviting everyone out to Maker's Market around the historic Lowndes County Courthouse Square. The event will be held on the second Saturday of each month.
The Maker's Market is a fun community event where you can come out and there might be some farm produce vendors. There may be some artisans out there and food makers as well. And it's just a time for our local artisan makers and vendors to come out and sell their goods at the Courthouse Square.
The 2020 season will see a 1 hour earlier start, with each event beginning at 9 a.m. instead of 10.
The Makers Market starts on April the 10th at 9 a.m. sharp. It goes from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And just on your calendars, that's the second Saturday of every month. And we are still accepting vendor applications, and those can be found on our website at valdostamainstreet.com, or you can go to our Facebook page and find a link there.
Vendors should remember that they are taking applications throughout the Maker of March season.
Runs through December of this year. It's the second Saturday of every month from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. and we are always looking for vendors.
For more information, contact Valdosta Main Street. Citizens and local residents who want an inside look at their city government are urged to sign up for the 11th annual Valdosta Government 101 Citizens Orientation, which takes place from April 6th to May 18th. The program is an initiative of the Valdosta Mayor and City Council. Applications are being accepted by the City of Valdosta through March 13th. Participants of the program will meet on 7 consecutive Mondays from 5:30 to 8:30. Those who complete the program will gain a deeper understanding and appreciation of their local government through face-to-face interactions with city department heads and other community leaders. Application forms are available at Valdosta City Hall, the Customer Service Center, and Public Information Office. For more information, contact Public Information Officer Ashlyn Johnson at 229-259-3548. Valdosta Main Street is beginning a new program that will allow residents to honor a loved one while also helping to maintain downtown benches.
It's the heart of our community, so we just thought what better way to be able to memorialize someone than to purchase a bench and have a plaque on there and just maybe sit and enjoy downtown too.
Hill says the reception for the new program has been great.
You know, people are happy to do it. They want that it's a way for people to be able to honor their loved ones, and I think that people have been very receptive to it. We actually have had a few reach out to us that are very interested in it, and you know, I'm sure that once the word gets out, we'll have a lot more.
Some residents have already purchased their plaques for downtown benches.
We have a map that is available for the ones that that you can adopt. Some of them have already been taken. And then once we get filled up on these, I'm sure if there's some more interest still, we'll probably have to make another order and find additional spots for benches.
For more information, contact Valdosta Main Street at 229-259-3577. Trees have the ability to capture and hold stormwater. This leads to a reduction in the volume of water rushing through the gutters and pipes following a storm. The result is less investment in expensive infrastructure and cleaner water when the runoff reaches rivers and lakes. Trees act as mini reservoirs, controlling runoff at the source. Trees reduce runoff by intercepting and holding rain on leaves, branches, and bark, increasing infiltration and storage of rainfall before it strikes the soil. Tree roots hold the soil in place and prevent sedimentation from entering lakes and streams. Plant a tree today and do your part to become the solution to stormwater pollution. The City of Valdosta is looking for artists under 18 to take part in the Mayor's Youth Art Contest. Just create an original piece of art of your favorite Valdosta location on 8x10 paper or canvas. Winners will receive special recognition at the April 22nd City Council meeting. Entries must include the artist's name, phone number, address, artwork title, location, and date completed. Artwork may be hand-delivered or mailed to the Public Information Office, Valdosta City Hall, P.O. Box 1125, Valdosta, Georgia 31602. The deadline for entry is April 6th. Recently, the Valdosta Police Department held a promotions and awards ceremony to honor individuals in the department. Earl Durrance was promoted to patrol captain after 32 years at the PD. J.B. Jones was promoted to lieutenant of the specialized unit. Travis Kaiser promoted to patrol sergeant. Life-saving award were given to Sergeant Brad Ingram, Detective Paul Garland, Officer Brandon Durrance, and Officer Alexander Sheeb. These officers were instrumental in assisting a citizen who was appearing to attempt to end their own life. Officer Sean Jones and Officer Ryan Willis also received the Life Saving Award. They responded to S.L. Mason School on November 21st in reference to a code blue. Captain Brent Johnson received the Purple Heart. Johnson received a serious injury to his right arm during an encounter with a wanted offender. During March and April, many citizens are gearing up for tax day and making sure they have completed their federal and state income tax forms. In addition to the taxes, this year we are encouraging everyone to complete the 2020 census. Census numbers determine the amount of federal dollars that a community is eligible to receive. Make sure you complete the census because every one counts. This concludes another edition of City Focus. Be sure to visit our website, ValdostACity.com. Like us on Facebook, Valdosta, City Without Limits. Also like our Valdosta Youth Council page. Follow us on Twitter at City of Valdosta and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Metro 17 Valdosta, to watch City Focus on demand. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on City Focus.